What's up, YouTube? We got another video again. As you can see, 20 forgotten jobs that no longer exist. I'm pretty sure we can update this list, or it's going to be updated in the next 5 years, because AI and robots taking over everything. But we ready to see what's going on.
Forgotten jobs that no longer exist. There was a time when milkmen delivered fresh bottles to your door, soda jerks served fizzy drinks at the counter, and phone calls needed an operator to connect them. These jobs weren't just work, they were essential to daily life. Today we'll uncover 20 fascinating professions that shaped history but have disappeared. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to explore more lost pieces of the past. Typists. Imagine a time when office productivity didn't depend on computers, but on the rhythmic clatter of typewriter keys. Typists were the backbone of workplaces throughout the 20th century.
They stuffed in that joint like a warehouse, you heard me?
Armed with speed, precision, and a good ear for dictation, these professionals transformed handwritten notes into neatly typed documents, letters, and reports. Being a typist wasn't just about typing, it was an art. Every stroke required intention because mistakes meant starting over or carefully using correction tape. Speed was key, but accuracy was equally critical. Offices relied on skilled typists to keep everything running smoothly, from legal briefs to financial statements. Many typists were women, entering the workforce in large numbers during the early and mid 20th century. For many, it represented
They
independence.
see not one black lady in there.
Professional options for women were limited, but as technology advanced, typewriters gave way to word processors, then personal computers. By the 1980s and 90s, the demand for specialized typists diminished as typing became a universal skill. Today, the once coveted role of the typist has disappeared entirely, replaced by self-reliant office workers equipped with laptops. Do you remember the tactile satisfaction of a typewriter's keys? Or perhaps the pride of producing a flawless page? Typists remind us of a time when crafting documents.
He do not gotta be. He serves for real. Comment down below if you ever seen one of these in real life. I think I did. I think I seen one of these in real life. I was born in 1991, so you do your own math on that. But yeah, he serves.
It's required patience and skill, a far cry from our modern backspace convenience. Switchboard operators, before we could dial a number and instantly connect, every phone call depended on the expertise of switchboard operators. These women, yes, most operators were women, sat at rows of panels, manually connecting lines.
Dang, and she got some damn skates. And that job looked dangerous. Wires everywhere. What? I wonder what some of that little injuries was from that job.
To ensure your call reached the right person. Switchboard operators were more than just
That was definitely
facilitators.
skates.
They were early pioneers of customer service. Imagine keeping track of hundreds of connections while remaining polite and calm under pressure. These operators didn't just connect people, they kept communities running. Party lines, a common feature of early phone systems, made the job even more dynamic. Multiple households shared the same line, and operators often mediated disputes over who got to use the phone. They became familiar voices in the community, offering friendly greetings or updates about local happenings. As technology advanced,
Bro, look at all them wires, man. I be in that joint straight. Electrocuted, stuck it in the wrong joint.
in the mid 20th century, automatic dialing systems replaced manual switchboards. By the 1980s, the role of switchboard operator had largely vanished, yet their work was instrumental in building the communication networks we take for granted today. This forgotten job is a testament to the human touch that once defined how we stayed connected, a sharp contrast to our impersonal screens and automated systems today. Knife sharpeners. Before cheap, disposable knives and electric sharpeners became the norm, households relied on knife sharpeners to keep their tools in top condition. These skilled workers traveled door to door, often by bicycle or cart, carrying grinding wheels to bring dull blades back to life. The arrival of the knife sharpener was an event. Homeowners gathered their dull kitchen knives, scissors, and even gardening tools, entrusting them to the sharpener's expertise. With a few precise strokes and the hum of the grinding wheels, these blades were restored, ready to tackle.
That job seemed rather sketchy.
This wasn't just a service, it was a tradition. Many sharpeners learned their craft through apprenticeships, passing down techniques that required patience and precision. They became familiar faces in neighborhoods, offering a vital skill in an age when tools were built to last. However, the rise of inexpensive, mass-produced knives and DIY electric sharpeners marked the end of this profession. By the late 20th century, knife sharpeners had largely disappeared, leaving only a few specialists who continue the craft in niche markets. The memory of knife sharpeners reminds us of a time when people valued craft.
Bro got the little chill on there. Stop playing. That joint is still got the chill. He said, I ain't standing up. Now the closest thing I seen for sharpening knives was over the jail. And the Asians with the water and the stone. I seen that. This right here new to my eyes.
Craftsmanship and repair over convenience and disposability. Milk delivery workers. Picture waking up to the soft clink of glass bottles as the milkman left fresh milk on your doorstep. For much of the 20th century, milk delivery workers were a cherished part of daily life, ensuring families had fresh, unprocessed
Big
milk
tank
every
trucks
morning.
like
The milkman
gas.
wasn't just a delivery worker. He was part of the neighborhood. Families would leave empty bottles and notes requesting extra cream or butter, trusting their milkman to fulfill their needs. It was a service built on trust and familiarity, fostering a sense of community. The transition to supermarkets in the mid-20th century spelled the end for daily milk delivery. Refrigerators became standard in homes, and families could buy milk in bulk, making delivery services less practical. By the 1970s, the milkman had all but disappeared from American streets.
Damn.
Today, the memory of milk delivery evokes a sense of nostalgia for a slower, more personal way of life.
That's gonna be
Ice
weird.
delivery workers. Before refrigerators became a household standard,
He's strong
ice
as-
delivery workers were essential for keeping food fresh. These workers transported large blocks of ice to homes and businesses, supplying ice boxes, the precursor to modern refrigerators, with the cooling power needed to preserve perishable goods.
That's
Ice
it.
delivery was physically demanding. Workers carried heavy blocks on their shoulders, often climbing stairs to reach ice boxes.
If you're from Baltimore, it's an old ice company that sold big blocks of ice where the train station at West Baltimore train station, what that is, Franklin or Frederick. I think that's Franklin. But yeah, that big building directly across from where you catch the train to go to DC. That was the old ice company. It said, if you look up, it said on there like, old head had told me that back in the day.
Armed with tools like ice tongs and sawdust for insulation, they
Who remember that Bruce Lee movie when they put the niggas in a ice blocks, like one had a head in there, one had a leg in there, or some type shit.
ensured their product arrived intact even on the hottest summer days. With the advent of electric refrigerators in the mid-20th century, the need for ice delivery dwindled. By the 1950s, this once critical job had largely vanished. The image of an ice delivery worker reminds us of a time when keeping things cool required human effort and ingenuity.
That ice looked
long
filthy,
before the
I ain't gonna lie.
convenience of modern appliances. Movie projectionists. Long before digital projectors, movie projectionists were responsible for bringing the magic of cinema to life. These skilled operators handled large film reels, threading them through complex machinery to project films onto the big screen.
If you were incarcerated at a Maryland Juvenile Detention Center, you may qualify for compensation from a state-established.
That's crazy.
Projectionists didn't just press play, they had to monitor the equipment throughout the movie, ensuring smooth transitions between reels and troubleshooting any issues. A single mistake could result in flickering images, distorted sound, or even
Dang.
a broken film strip.
I've been irritated I
The job
paid my
required
money for that.
precision, technical knowledge, and a love for the craft. Projectionists often worked long hours in cramped projection booths, but they took pride in delivering a seamless cinematic experience. The shift to digital projection in the early 2000s made the role largely obsolete. With automated systems, theaters no longer needed dedicated operators, ending an era of hands-on cinema artistry. Stenographers. In a time before recording devices and voice-to-text software, stenographers played a vital role in capturing spoken words with speed and accuracy. Using shorthand systems like Gregg or Pittman, these skilled workers recorded meetings, court proceedings, and dictation in real time.
Oh, that's the little people that be in the courtroom typing everything you saying. The transcripts.
Stenographers were indispensable in legal and business settings,
Stenographers.
ensuring a precise written record of important events. Their mastery of shorthand allowed them to transcribe at lightning speed, often exceeding 100 words per minute.
Dang.
The introduction of tape recorders and eventually digital recording technology reduced the demand for stenographers. While some specialized roles still exist in courtrooms, the widespread need for shorthand experts has faded.
Them joints look
Stenographers
heavy.
represent a time when precision and human skill were the foundation of documentation. Their work ensured that history, decisions, and agreements were accurately preserved. Newspaper delivery boys. Before the days of instant news and online updates, newspaper delivery boys were the lifeline between the world's events and people's homes. These young workers, often teenagers, began their day in the early hours of the morning, pedaling through neighborhoods with bags
Y'all remember that game on Game Boy, Paperboy? Yeah, that's a classic. If you know, you know.
heavy with freshly printed newspapers. It was more than a job. It was a daily ritual that connected communities.
Bro, my little cousin used to throw the papers. It wasn't on no bike. Used to get on the back of the pickup truck. Back of that joint filled up with all newspapers. And he just sit on the back and fling them joints. I mean, he used to do that with Uncle. I think that was with Uncle Will. Recipes Uncle Will.
Many kids, becoming a newspaper delivery boy was their first foray into the working world. It wasn't just about earning pocket money. It was about learning responsibility. They managed strict schedules, ensured every paper reached its doorstep, and braved all kinds of weather. Rain, snow, or shine, the job had to be done. The process was simple but impactful. Subscribers woke up to the satisfying sound of a newspaper landing on their porch, ready to read the latest headlines over breakfast. Meanwhile, the delivery boys got a unique sense of pride and independence from their efforts. But with the rise of digital news in the late 1990s and early 2000s, the role of the newspaper delivery boy began to fade. Professional delivery services and automated distribution systems replaced the need for young workers biking through neighborhoods. As physical newspapers themselves declined, so too did the once iconic job. Though it's a thing of the past, the memory of newspaper delivery boys evokes a sense of nostalgia for a time when news came with the sound of a front door opening, the smell of fresh ink, and the excitement of holding the latest edition in hand. It was a simpler time, where connecting to the world meant a personal human effort.
Gang, if you made this far in the video, make sure you smash the subscription button and drop a like and a comment. Let me know what you got on your mind. How was your day? Do you have some grabber? If not, I feel for you. But yeah,
Drivers.
I'm fucking with y'all fucking with me, you know?
Imagine rivers
You know that.
floating logs, workers skillfully balancing on them, guiding the timber downstream to sawmills. These men were log drivers, masters of the water, and experts in navigating the chaotic flow of lumber. It was a job of strength, balance, and immense courage. Log driving was essential in the timber industry before trucks and railroads took over.
Log
Workers
drivers.
used spiked boots and long poles to steer the logs, preventing jams and ensuring smooth transport. The rivers were their highways, and they had to move quickly and precisely to avoid accidents or delays. This was no job for the faint of heart. Log drivers faced freezing waters, rushing currents, and the constant risk of falling between the logs.
Yeah, they
Moments
slow, they
hesitation
strong, I
could result in
bet.
serious injury or worse. Despite the dangers, the profession carried a sense of pride. These were men who tamed the untamable. The 20th century brought new transportation methods, like trucks and trains, making log driving unnecessary. By the 1950s,
Good.
the profession had all but disappeared, relegated to the annals of history. Today, log driving survives as a competitive sport, showcasing the incredible skills and bravery of those who once worked the river.
That's all
It's a
logs, that's
reminder of a
crazy.
time when industry relied on human strength and ingenuity, and nature was both a partner and a challenge. Photo developers. Before digital cameras and instant filters, photo developers transformed rolls of film into cherished memories, whether in a 1-hour lab.
Ain't them chemicals? Why did you have a flammable item in your mouth, buddy? Close to your face. Flicking them chemicals.
Or a traditional darkroom, these technicians were the behind-the-scenes artists responsible for bringing photos to life. Photo development was both technical and creative. Developers handled film with care, immersing it in chemical baths under red lights to reveal negatives. From there, they enlarged the images, adjusted exposure, and printed them on photographic paper. Each step required precision, patience, and an eye for detail.
Yeah, I wonder how they used to do that.
A roll of film to be developed was an exciting ritual. The anticipation of waiting to see the final prints added to the experience. Developers played a key role in capturing life's most important moments. Weddings, birthdays, and vacations all passed through their skilled hands. The early 2000s saw the decline of this profession as digital photography took over. With cameras now built into phones and images instantly viewable, the need for traditional photo developers vanished almost overnight. Today, only a handful of darkrooms remain, catering to enthusiasts who still value the analog process.
Yeah.
Photo developers symbolize a time when photography was deliberate and personal, reminding us of the effort it once took to preserve memories. Cigarette Girl.
What? Cigarette girl. Um, what? That just threw me off. Yeah, I don't think I like the idea of people going through my pictures anyway. So like, people just really creeps out here. Like, nah. Let's see what cigarette girl talking about though. That's sound crazy.
In the glamorous nightclubs and theaters of the early 20th century,
Smoky.
cigarette girls were more than vendors. They were part of the show. Dressed in chic uniforms, they carried trays filled with cigarettes, candy, and gum, weaving through crowds with a mix of charm and elegance.
What? Like the hot dog and popcorn people at the baseball games, gang? That is crazy. You leave out the club back in the day smelling crazy, bruh. Cigarettes, perfume, sweat, and alcohol. Oh nah, shower needed ASAP.
These women weren't just selling products, they were creating an atmosphere. Their friendly demeanor and engaging conversation added a personal touch to the venues, embodying the allure of nightlife during that era. For patrons, buying a pack of cigarettes or a box of candy was as much about the interaction as the product itself. The decline of cigarette girls began in the mid 20th century as vending machines became more common and cultural attitudes towards smoking started to shift. By the
Bro, comment down below if you remember cigarette vending machines. We need to put the money in there and pull the joint out, and the them joints was crazy. I remember them all the way up till I was like 10 years old.
1970s, the role had largely disappeared,
Hope they show
replaced
one.
by automated convenience and changing social norms. Though their time was short-lived, cigarette girls remain a symbol of vintage sophistication, capturing the glamour and excitement of a bygone nightlife scene.
That sounds
Radioactive.
stale
Before
smelling.
television dominated entertainment, radio actors captivated audiences with their voices. They brought characters to life in dramas, comedies, and thrillers, proving that sound alone could create entire worlds. These performers worked alongside sound effects artists and musicians to craft immersive experiences.
Let
A
me hear
single
it.
voice could convey fear, excitement, or love, while a well-timed creak of a door or clap of thunder set the stage. Shows like The Shadow and War of the Worlds showcase the power of radio storytelling, drawing millions
The
of
Shadow.
listeners.
Better write that
Radioactive
down.
required immense talent. Without visuals, actors relied
'Cause I wanna hear
entirely
it.
on vocal expression to engage their audience. Every line had to be perfectly delivered to spark the listener's imagination. The 1950s marked the decline of this golden age as television introduced visual storytelling and radio drama audiences dwindled. While some shows persist today, the art of radio acting as it once existed has largely faded. Radio actors remind us of a time when imagination was the key to entertainment and the human voice was the most powerful tool of all. Soda jerks. Step into a bustling drugstore in the 1940s and you'd likely find a soda jerk behind the counter, expertly crafting fizzy drinks, creamy milkshakes, and towering sundaes. Soda jerks were the heart of soda fountains, combining skill and showmanship to create the ultimate gathering spot for people of all ages. The term soda jerk came from the jerking motion used to pull the fountain handle. But the job wasn't just about mixing drinks, it was about creating an experience. With their crisp white
Bruh, I don't want no green drink unless it's like the healthy joint. I don't want no blue or purple drink. It's definitely giving a nice little vibe. Yeah, I could take a little root beer forward or something, but nah, them colors don't be right on my stomach, gang.
uniforms and playful banter, soda jerks added a human touch to every order,
They
making
cringy.
each visit feel special. Soda fountains were more than places to grab a drink, they were social hubs. Friends gathered to share malts, couples went on dates, and families celebrated milestones. Soda jerks were at the center of it all, serving up smiles alongside root beer floats and banana splits.
That be them shits with Grease on the movie Grease where they link up in there, or like Arthur, little ice cream shops and shit.
The decline of soda jerks began in the 1950s as fast food restaurants and self-serve machines became popular. By the 1960s, most soda fountains had disappeared, taking the role of the soda jerk with them. Though their era has passed, soda jerks represent a time when simple pleasures
Now
and
they
personal
got
connections
beer
were a
jerks.
cornerstone of
It's like-
daily life. Elevator operators, imagine stepping into an elevator and being greeted by a friendly attendant.
No, don't want nobody. No, that is just weird to me. I do not. Hey, what floor you getting on? Like I ain't got fingers, unless I'm in some 5-star type shit, but just is on some regular. Nah, bro. Nah, I don't want to be the person getting on the elevator or the person controlling the buttons.
Dressed in a crisp uniform, ready to guide you to your floor, elevator operators didn't just push buttons. They manually controlled the elevator's movement, ensuring a smooth and safe ride. Operating an elevator wasn't as straightforward as it is today. Early elevators required skill and precision to stop at the correct floor. Operators also provided a touch of luxury, greeting passengers, assisting with packages, and even chatting during the ride.
Yeah,
This job was especially common in high-end hotels, department stores, and office buildings where customers...
See what I just said? Only high-end type shit. Cause like what? Got the man in the bathroom handing you some tissue, towel, paper towels. You want a mint, perfume? No, bro. Just my privacy.
Service was paramount. The operator's presence elevated, pun intended, the experience, making even the simplest ride feel special. The role began to fade in the mid-20th century as automated elevators became more reliable and cost-effective. By the 1970s, most buildings had transitioned to push-button systems, and elevator operators became a rarity. They remind us of a time when even mundane tasks were opportunities for personal interaction and service. Pin setters, bowling wasn't always automated. In the early days, pin setters worked tirelessly behind the scenes, manually resetting bowling pins and returning balls to players. This often overlooked job was crucial to the smooth operation of bowling alleys and required quick reflexes and agility. Typically, teenagers or young adults took on the role, crouching behind the lanes and resetting pins by hand.
This ain't no damn teenager right here. He look 10. What?
And after each frame, it was repetitive, noisy work, but for many it was an opportunity to earn their first paycheck and be part of a popular pastime.
Alright, I ain't mad at you.
Automatic pin setting machines in the 1940s revolutionized bowling, making the sport faster and more efficient. By the 1960s, nearly all alleys had adopted automation, and pin setters were no longer needed. Today, pin setters are remembered as an integral part of...
Do you want to tell me this a teenager right here? And stand up, look at it.
The golden age of bowling.
That's a man right there.
It was as much about socializing as it was about striking.
That was a wild video. I appreciate y'all. If y'all made it this far in the video, drop a like. Once again, I'm gonna spin it back in like a little couple hours with something else. We out. W.